What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So today we are continuing the series in search for the best online bank in 2020, which brings us to today's review on Simple Bank. So let's do a quick breakdown of Simple Bank, talk about everything that they have to offer, and as always, how it compares to the other banks that we've looked at on this series. If you do get value out of this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you can follow along with the rest of the series, and let's jump right into it. Alright, I don't want to waste any time, so let's get right into the features that Simple Bank has to offer. First of all, we have their standard checking account, which has the somewhat expected no monthly maintenance fees, no foreign transaction fees, yada yada yada, you get the point, and an added bonus of no overdraft fees, which is something that is really hit or miss with these online banks. Simple will first reject the charge that would cause an overdraft, and then they will pull that money from another account if you do try to make that transaction a second time. Now, in addition to their no fee structure, they also have a network of 40,000 free-to-use ATMs, but in my research, it appears that they are also on the Allpoint network, which is basically what all of these mobile banks use. So if you're not familiar, this is a pretty robust network of free-to-use ATMs on that network, and if you live here in the United States, you should have no problem finding a free ATM near you. One of the gripes that a lot of my viewers have with some of the other banks that we have looked at in this series are many of them do not offer joint accounts, which is obviously when you are able to add a spouse to that account, and you both are able to access it together. And that's really important for a lot of reasons, but for some reason, these mobile banks just don't offer it across the board. But thankfully, Simple does have joint accounts, sort of. First of all, you have to have your main checking account, and then you'll be able to set up a second joint account that is attached to the main account. But from my understanding, both parties have to have their own Simple account, and then they're able to link those accounts together. But unless I'm completely misunderstanding how this works, it is really confusing in my opinion, and it just doesn't make any sense why they can't allow you to have a regular joint account where you and your spouse are on that account together, just like traditional banks have done for decades. But at least they're making an attempt with this feature, since a lot of their competitors are completely lacking on that front, and it's very possible that they can improve this feature in the future. And lastly, in the way of checking, you also have the ability to order physical checks, just like you can with SoFi, and this is something that a lot of their competitors are completely lacking in. So you don't automatically get this when you open the account, but I know for most people they don't really use the checks, but it is a nice feature to have if you do need it. Okay, so moving on from checking, the place where most of these unique features lie that Simple has to offer are actually within their savings account. Now, when you look at their website or mobile app, you probably won't see a savings account, and that's because they actually refer to this as a protected spending account. But don't be fooled, this is just a savings account. Obviously, this balance is separate from your checking account, and Simple states on their website that this, quote, keeps money safe from accidental spending, whatever that is. Look, I get the whole idea that keeping money in a savings account keeps you from spending it while it's in your checking account, but frankly, if you have that level of accidental spending, then you might want to check out one of my videos on how to create a budget. I'm kidding, but seriously, please make a budget. Now, in order to access this protected goals savings account, you do have to first have a checking account with Simple Bank, which part of me kind of understands, but also it is a little frustrating in case you did just want to access the features of the savings account. But at the end of the day, not a huge deal, and at least by having both accounts open, you will be able to access that money at a moment's notice through the Simple debit card. All the money in your savings account currently earns 0.8% interest, which is decent. It's not the best of all the banks that we've looked at, but it certainly is not the worst. And as always, these rates are constantly changing, so this could be very different depending on when you were watching this video. So all of that is great, but the best part about the protected goals account lies within the embedded budgeting features. Now, this is not meant to be a competitor to a complex app like Mint, or even a competitor to something like SoFi Relay, but this is a really intuitive and simple app that allows you to keep track of your spending in various categories. Within this section, you can create categories for budgeting and then set a maximum spending limit for each of these categories, just like you can with all of the budgeting apps that we've looked at. You can also set savings goals for things like paying off debt, saving for a vacation, or saving for a down payment on a house, which is another really great feature that I love. The savings goals can also be customized to whatever goal you are currently trying to reach, and gives you a really easy way to monitor your progress and find areas where you can improve your monthly budget. Beyond that, you also have what they call savings rules, which are two additional features that I absolutely love. The first is a roundup savings features that can round up all of your purchases via the Simple debit card to the nearest dollar and automatically put that amount of money into your savings account. Now, if you saw my review on Chime Bank, then this probably looks or sounds very familiar to you, and that's because this is the exact same feature that they offer. And this is also very similar to the roundup investing feature that you may have seen from Acorns, but essentially this means that if you go and spend $3.70 cents, then they will round up that purchase to $4 and automatically put that extra 30 cents into your savings account without you even thinking about it, probably to avoid accidental spending. The second feature under this section is one that is really unique and that I have not seen anywhere else, and that is an IRS payment rule, and essentially this allows you to set money aside for your taxes, as well as budget for your payments from the IRS, such as a tax refund or the second stimulus check that we will probably never get. Now, this may not seem like a huge deal to you, but I know for myself as a 1099 worker, this is a fantastic feature because a lot of times self-employed individuals have to create entire separate bank accounts in order to set those taxes aside throughout the year. Otherwise, you often get to the end of the year not really realizing how much you owe in taxes, and then you have to write a several $1,000 check to the IRS, which was probably not in the budget. So this feature allows you to set that money aside throughout the year under the same umbrella as your checking and savings account, and I know for me, I absolutely love that option. So that's what we have in the way of checking and savings, but Simple also offers a CD, or certificate of deposit, with a 1-year term at a 0.7% interest rate currently, and the best part is this is a no penalty CD, meaning you can take that money out early with absolutely no penalty after the first week. Now, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings when it comes to CDs, but if you've never heard of this before, a CD is essentially another type of account that allows you to lock in your money for a given period of time at a given interest rate. So maybe you have a CD for 3 years and you're able to lock in your money for that period of time at a 1% interest rate. And this is really important because as interest rates go up and down, the interest rate that you get in your bank account will also go up and down. But a CD allows you to lock in that interest rate for that given period of time and avoid that volatility altogether. I hope that makes sense, but I promise this is a really useful tool, and the fact that Simple Bank offers this definitely sets them apart from many of their competitors who do not have this feature. Of all of the banks that we looked at, only Discover and Ally Bank actually offer a CD, and both of them are pretty well-established banks, but in the way of strictly fintech organizations, Simple is really one of the first that offers a CD that I have seen. Now, as if all of that wasn't enough, you also have personal loans, and they offer a 1% loan discount if you set up automatic payments on that loan. Now, I will mention that personal loans typically have a very high interest rate, so taking out a personal loan would not be a good recommendation on my part, but getting a 1% discount is pretty substantial and is great if you do need to take out a personal loan through Simple Bank. As always, we know that there are no physical branches that you can go to and deposit cash, and they also don't have any ability to go get those questions answered quickly, but they do have a pretty robust customer service call center that is available Monday through Friday, and in my research and observations, they also have a very active Twitter account, so you can always reach out to them there. So with all of those great features, how do I feel Simple compares to the other banks that we've looked at on this list? Well, Simple Bank is definitely still trying to establish themselves in the marketplace, but they have combined a few very unique and different features that others are just lacking in. For example, they are very similar to competitor SoFi, who I absolutely love, as you all know, but SoFi does not currently offer CDs, but SoFi does have a dedicated investing and budgeting platform, so it really all depends on what your needs are. It's kind of like comparing apples to oranges, but if you just want an intuitive platform that is very well designed, then Simple Bank is definitely one that you will want to check out because, well, it's simple. There's no complicated charts or endless advertisements constantly cluttering the screen, and the entire layout of their mobile application gives you an instantaneous snapshot of your personal finances, and as many competitors are trying to cram as much information as possible onto one tiny screen, it's kind of nice to see another company taking a step back and moving in a very different direction. So I think SoFi would still be my personal recommendation if you are looking for an overall financial tool, and they also have a $50 sign-up bonus currently, so there's a link down in the description if you do want to give that a shot. But if you really don't care about the investing side of things and you don't need a dedicated budgeting platform, then I would definitely say that Simple is a good option for you. I always advocate for trying a few different banks and deciding which one is best for you and your financial needs, so definitely give that a shot if you think it's right for you. Let me know what you think of Simple Bank down in the comment section below, and if there's any other banks that you think we should add to this series of reviews. If you did get value out of this video, it would mean so much to me if you would hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, since that's the easiest way for you to support me. And as always, thank you so much for your time. I seriously appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.